Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And our question tonight is not a question that was asked of me here at the Vlog, but rather one that I saw on an online page, probably a Facebook page. I don't really remember where I saw it, but I was struck by the question as being one that my viewers might appreciate. And the question is, does one get karma for things one does as a child, or is karma age-specific? And many of the people who replied to this were horrified by the idea that a child would have karma. And I believe that that reaction comes from the fact that many people in the modern pagan movement came from Christianity and still have a lot of its mindset. And they're looking at karma as being about reward and punishment, and more about punishment than about reward. And from my point of view, which is a Correllian Wiccan point of view, that's not what karma is about at all. Karma is about learning and growing. Before we go any farther with this conversation, let me point out that the word karma is used by many different movements. It's used by Hindus, it's used by Jains, it's used by Buddhists, it's used by Wiccans, and many other smaller movements as well as these. And each of these different movements has very different ideas about what karma means. They have a lot in common, but in some ways they're very different. And moreover, within each of these movements, there are many schools of thought on the matter. So there is no one idea of how karma works. Each different movement, each different school of thought has its own attitudes and ideas, and I speak from the one that I come from. And that point of view is that karma is not about reward and punishment, but about learning and growth, and that it works through attachment. And it ends through disattachment. And it has nothing to do with the age of the person. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with human ideas of guilt or innocence either. It has to do with your relationship to the things you experience, and that is highly individual. And it will always be highly individual in character. Now, as to the reactions that I saw, if a person came from the point of view that they were talking about reward and punishment, and especially punishment, they might well say in compassion that they don't think a child should have to have punishment for things that they have done in a karmic sense. But if you understand karma as growth and learning, you might well say from compassion, why would you deny a child the chance to learn and grow? So I don't see karma as being in any way a bad thing, although sometimes the lessons that it brings us are unpleasant, but that also has a lot to do with our reaction to them in many cases. So yes, I would say that one gets karma in every moment that one is alive in the physical world through the things one attaches to and the lessons that are in them. And it has nothing to do with your age, it has to do with our relationship to the events, ideas, thoughts, etc. that we experience in this world, what we attach to and what we don't. So that would be my answer to the question. I hope you find it interesting, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis, and did you know that I'm also a psychic reader? For over 30 years, I have been a psychic reader specializing in tarot and clairvoyance, and if you would like a reading with me, you can set one up, either by phone or by email, by contacting me at donlewishp@aol.com. And until next time, may you blessed be.